All right, what's good, folks? Now, this is just going to be my reaction video to stunt and growth, okay? Because I just want to make something very clear here, all right? If you're going to talk about a player like Bob Sura, okay, that who actually had his moments or he had his fair share of memories of the NBA, right? And this is a back in day player from the 1990s. If you go talk about somebody like him and give people a history lesson on his career and what he did in college and NBA, do not mention Kyle Kuzma and don't compare him to Kyle Kuzma and do not bring Allen Iverson's name up, okay? Because to say the Allen Iverson stunt Sura's growth is just not fair. That's not right at all, okay? Because there were better players that Iverson was embarrassing besides Bob Sura. Far better players. Remember, man, yeah, him and Iverson came in the same draft class, but the year after you had Stephon Marbury, Jason Kidd, Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, right? Even White Chocolate Jason Williams was a far better guard than Sura was. Far better career. Okay? Allen Iverson was going after those guys, right? He was going after the Reggie Millers, the Kenny, the Jet Smiths. This is Allen Iverson who crossed over Michael Jordan when he was younger, right? In his first or second year. Okay? You cannot put Allen Iverson in the same video, in the same sentence as Bob Sura. There's no comparison at all. Allen Iverson was going head up with Hall of Fame players. Even beefing with Jerry Stackhouse. He's one of the reasons why Jerry Stackhouse left the Philadelphia 76ers, because Jerry Stackhouse wanted to still be the leader. And Iverson took over that team. Okay? This is Allen Iverson who had battles with Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. Okay? You cannot be comparing them. That's messed up. Okay? Because, yeah, Bob Sura was not even no all-star player. Let's just be honest, man. There's far better Cleveland Cavaliers players who were better than Bob Sura, not named LeBron James, like Mark Price, Steve Kerr, who was a rookie, who got drafted to this Cleveland Cavaliers team, if I'm not mistaken, in the early 90s. Like, even before Sura. You have Zydrunas Ilgauskas, right? Wiley Serbiak. There's far better players. And my thing is, man, why would you compare him to Kyle Kuzma when they're not even the same? They're two different basketball players. Kyle Kuzma stunted growth is 6'8". This dude is a small forward, power forward. And let me tell you what's going on with Kyle Kuzma right now, right? The problem with Kyle Kuzma, you got LeBron James and you got Anthony Davis. For one, the reason why I say LeBron James is because LeBron James don't like playing with younger guys. He just don't. This dude don't want to be in the same lineup with too many younger dudes. LeBron James wins his championship with veteran players. This is why when LeBron James went back to Cleveland, he had Andrew Wiggins traded in exchange for Kevin Love. That if he would have kept Andrew Wiggins over there, things might have been different. The Cavaliers probably would have beaten the Golden State Warriors at least twice. Because to me, yeah, Kevin Love was a better player at the time, but the problem with Andrew Wiggins, he's on the Minnesota Timberwolves who can't even keep a head coach. They didn't go after people in their front office. They going after president and GM. People in their front office keep getting changed because that's how bad that organization is. No, do not compare Sura to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, again, is set to have a better career than Sura. Kyle Kuzma could do way more on the court for you than Sura can. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Kuzma can play shooting guard if you put him there, but he's more so a forward. This man's, like I said, Kyle Kuzma is a 3 and a 4. He's not a 2. Sura was a strictly a 2, right? He was like a Dwayne Wade. Of course, he don't have the skill set Dwayne Wade was, but yeah, he's Dwayne Wade's position. He's only a shooting guard. He's 6'5". He's not 6'8". Kyle Kuzma is standing neck to neck with LeBron James in height, okay? But the problem with LeBron James is, he don't like younger guys. This is why Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, as well as 5 draft picks was all traded to New Orleans just to get Anthony Davis, who's only going to be around for a year. And then the problem the other problem with Kyle Kuzma and Anthony Davis is in his way. Kyle Kuzma is a starting forward. He's not a bench player. He's not an Andre Iguodala. Okay, you can't do that to Kuzma. Notice, when Anthony Davis is not on the floor, or let's say LeBron's not on the floor, Kyle Kuzma's numbers skyrocket. Like that one game they had last year, right before the this might have been December, or this might have been January, right? LeBron and AD were both out, right? I think they were both injured. Yeah, this might have been January, February, and Kyle Kuzma was the starter, and Kyle Kuzma led the Lakers. I think Kyle Kuzma had like 50 points. He had 40. I think he had between 35 or maybe 50-point game, right? When LeBron and Anthony Davis wasn't there. That's Kyle Kuzma's problem. And this is why Kyle Kuzma, once basketball season gets back started, he might not be a Laker no more. because he's already not happy. Because, for example, right, look at Brandon Ingram, right? Everybody thought that Kyle Kuzma, one of the reasons why Brandon Ingram was traded because they wanted Kyle Kuzma. Genie Bus was in love with Kyle Kuzma, right? They say Kyle Kuzma was a fan favorite, right? But no, since Brandon Ingram went to New Orleans Pelicans, look how much more his stats have since Brandon Ingram left LeBron James the Lakers, his points skyrocketed. Brandon Ingram is now an all-star player. Brandon Ingram is averaging 25 points a game, right? With about 7 rebounds, right? 8 assists, 2 steals. Brandon Ingram was balling right now since he left the Lakers. Same thing with Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball finally has a 3-point shot since leaving the Lakers. That's Kuzma's problem right now. It's not the same as Sura. And plus, Kuzma is on a Laker team that can actually reach the NBA Finals. When Sura was playing for the basketball when he's playing for the Cavaliers, the Warriors especially, right, and the Houston Rockets, those weren't championship teams. For one, this dude got drafted to a Cleveland Cavaliers team that was horrible. They was trash. The only thing they had going for him was Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who got drafted around the same time. He did, right? And Zydrunas was like the tallest big man in the league, behind Shaq and Yao Ming, right? Zydrunas was like 7'1". He was a 7-footer. But that's like the only one they had. And this is long before LeBron James got there, right? LeBron James was a kid when all this was going on. So no, Sura was never that good a player. Don't get me wrong. Again, the man was in the slam dunk contest. He had his memories. But he was never no all-star player. You got what's called accelerated players, and then you got basic players. Sura was an example of a basic player. He's like your typical C-tier guy, your C-tier role player. Don't get me wrong, he could start for you, right? He could do a little something for you, but no, he's not going to put up no high-end numbers. He's not going to go on no scoring streak like a J.J. Redick was when he was younger, right? J.J. Redick, Kyle Korver, those players are a little bit better than Sura. Even J.J. Redick, like Redick had a little bit better career than Sura because Redick was just at the right place at the right time. Redick got drafted to Orlando Magic's, you know what I'm saying, he was on the Orlando Magic around the time they went to the finals. And then Redick was also on the Lob City Clippers. He was on the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, Redick been in the playoffs most of his career. Sura didn't have that luxury at all. The Cavaliers was trash back in those days. They were garbage. Again, this is after Mark Price. I think Mark Price was already on his way. He was already gone then. Right? They had lost guys. Steve Kerr been left. Okay? Then Sura went to other teams and still didn't do no better. He did horribly. Guy went to Golden State Warriors, did nothing. Even with the Atlanta Hawks, man. Atlanta Hawks was trash. This is Atlanta Hawks team that didn't have Daryl Dawkins anymore, right? Dawkins was already gone. He was already retired by that time. He went to Hawks in the early 2000s. Dawkins was long gone. This was before Josh Smith came. Okay? The Hawks wasn't nothing when he got there, right? This guy didn't do hardly much of nothing. Yeah, just because he was good in Florida State don't mean he was going to be good in the NBA. That's just how it goes. But to put Kyle Kuzma in the same sense as this dude, hell no, man. Don't do that. Don't disrespect Kuzma, man. I'm sorry, man. See, man, this is a problem, man. See, since we on quarantine, people are bored, man. They got nothing else to talk about. No, if you're going to talk about Sura, talk about the good things he do. But don't try to don't put Allen Iverson in there, man. Because that takes away from his success. Because it wasn't fair, man. Allen Iverson is an iconic player, man. And Allen Iverson was doing things that most of these players couldn't do. Allen Iverson had handles no other player had. Kobe Bryant didn't even have those type of handles. Kobe Bryant had to build himself up. Iverson was out the gate hitting. This is Sura that was on this Cleveland Cavaliers team that had to be in the same conference as the Bulls. This man got drafted at the same time when Michael Jordan was in there. When Michael Jordan came back the year after, wasn't nobody winning no championship. This is Michael Jordan led the Bulls to a three-peat twice in his stint with the Bulls. Okay? It's not fair, man. It's not. No, man, you don't say that Allen Iverson starting his growth. It's Bob Sura's fault. Bob Sura started his own growth, not Iverson. Iverson ain't responsible for that. Okay? And like I said, there's 4 other better basketball players than him. You got Mike Bibby. I don't know why you're not talking about Mike Bibby. Right? Bibby is a far better basketball player than he is, right? You had Jeff Hornacek, John Stockton. Like Sam Cassell. Look at Sam Cassell, right? His teammate from Florida State. Sam Cassell was already accelerated. Sam Cassell came out the gate having a better stats than Sura. And Sam Cassell didn't get drafted to no championship team like that right away. Remember, Sam Cassell was on the Milwaukee Bucks. With Ray, right? With Ray Allen. when Sam Cassell was also playing for the Clippers, one of the worst teams of that time. The Clippers been trash, been a lap of soccer league a long time when Don Sterling was owning them, right? That's what Sam Cassell was playing for. Okay? Then you got Ron Harper. Again, you got better guards. BJ Armstrong. Like, these guys were still playing when he was around. Right? No, you cannot do that, man. There was other players who got drafted who were better than Sura. Far better. Like I said, Marbury, Ray Allen, Kobe Bryant. Right? Jason Williams, Mike Bibby. All these guys had better careers than Sura. Had way more stats. Like even Makmir Abdul-Rauf. Okay? Iverson had battles with Abdul-Rauf many times already. And those were way better battles than what Sura was going against Iverson. Then I said, why you not talk about Abdul-Rauf? Abdul-Rauf went head to head with Iverson, right? And Abdul-Rauf's run when he was still in the league. They had way better games than what Sura was doing. Right? Abdul-Rauf was getting down. Then you got Eddie Jones, which you're not talking about, right? Eddie Jones, far better player, right? Nick Van Exel, far better guards than Sura. Let's just be honest, man. You know, like I said, Sura is like a C-tier guy. He's C-tier. He's not in B-tier, because B-tiers average 20 points a game. Because this is how tiers go, right? A tiers are like 30, or like 25, 22 and higher, right? Your A tiers are your triple-double guys, like James Harden is an A tier, right? Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, those are A tier guards. B tiers are something like a George Hill, right? Your B tiers are basically like Donovan Mitchell. Right, those are B tiers. They're not quite, they don't average triple-double, but they do everything else for you, right? Those are B tiers. Right, a B tier is something like a Donovan Mitchell, right? Donovan Mitchell, no, not Kyrie, I think Kyrie's A tier, but Donovan Mitchell, Isaiah Thomas, Lil IT, before he got hurt, he was a B tier. Right? The dude puts up stats. He don't put up no triple-doubles, but he does everything else for you, right? B tier. Jason Kidd was an example of a B tier guy. Jason Kidd. Right? Derek Fisher. Those are B tier guards. They come in clutch when you need them to. Right? And this is I'm not talking about the Derek Fisher that was I'm talking about Derek Fisher when he was younger. He was a B tier guy, because that guy helped the Lakers out a whole lot. Win those 3 championships, right? Yeah, even Steve Francis, B tier, right? Ben Gordon, Kurt Heinrich, those are B tier guards. Derrick Rose was an example of an A tier, but Ben Gordon was definitely a B tier, right? Rip Hamilton, yeah, not even Rip Hamilton, but yeah, Ben Gordon, George Hill, Donovan Mitchell, those are B tier guys. Even Conley is a B tier guy. He's not quite superstar level, because he's not quite superstar, but he does enough for you, right? He does enough for you to win games. Sura is not a B tier. He's not up at that level. Again, Sura, like I said, Sura's more of a C tier guy. Okay? Sura's more of like an Eric Bledsoe. And even Eric Bledsoe's better than him. But yeah, he's more of a C tier guy. Yeah, he'll give you 13, 14, and that's it. He ain't gonna do much else for you. JJ Redick was doing more than he was when Redick was younger. Okay, because Redick was a spot-up shooter. Even I'll take Kyle Korver over Sura any day. Because again, Kyle Korver could do more than just shoot the ball. Kyle Korver could dunk the rim too. But Kyle Korver is actually an all-star guard. Okay, so again, man, I got nothing but respect for Sura. Right, this is something to tear down Sura. I'm just making a case for Sura that you can't put Allen Iverson because it's disrespectful. When again, you cannot do that, man. Allen Iverson was embarrassing better guys. Allen Iverson were crossing over and going after guys who were much better than him, who were bigger names, like I just mentioned, right? Allen Iverson was going after the Sam Cassells, right? Kenny Just Smith, right? He was going after the Penny Hardaways, Reggie Miller, Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, right? Derek Fisher, Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel. Allen Iverson was taking down guys and outscoring guys way bigger than Bob Sura. So the fact that you say, did he stun his girl? Hell no. Bob Sura is his own fault. And not to get you, Bob Sura had too many injuries, man. He had injury problems. Okay? No, that's not fair. And then to say he's the white Kyle Kuzma, hell no. For one, Kyle Kuzma, when Bob Sura came in there, that was a much different time. Okay? You cannot compare him to Kyle Kuzma at all, bro. That's out of line. See, that's the problem with these millennials, man. Y'all act like y'all ain't seen... Now you like, for me, man, you seem like you was born in the 1990s or 80s. I don't know why you calling this dude Kyle Kuzma. For real, like, why Kuzma? Kuzma is still young, okay? Kuzma's only in like his 4th year of the league. All right, Kuzma still got time to see how he's going to pan out. And again, man, you can't compare those two because Kyle Kuzma is a forward. He's not a guard. When Kyle Kuzma was drafted, he was drafted as a small forward. When Kyle Kuzma came in, it was him and Brandon Ingram at the 3 and 4. Okay? He's not a shooting guard. Okay? Kyle, like, Sura is more in Klay Thompson's position. Even Klay Thompson, far better guard than Sura. Right? And again, Klay Thompson's an A-tier guy, like Steph is. No, with Sura, there's no comparing him, dude. This dude didn't really do much in his career besides this slam dunk contest, right? That's it. He didn't do much. Brent Barry, right? Why you don't talk about Brent Barry? Brent Barry is even a far better guard than Sura. I'll take any one of the Barrys. I'll take any one of the Barry, well, except for the third one, right? But Brent Barry, far better guard than Sura. Better career than Sura, right? You got Brent Barry that you could talk about, right? You got Vinny Del Negro, right? Vinny Mac. There's plenty of other guards who are better than him that Iverson took down, went head to head with. Yeah, Brent Barry, a far better dunker. Brent Barry was also in the slam dunk contest and won, right? Brent Barry. Why you don't talk about Brent Barry? You see what I'm saying, man? This video is dumb, dude. Again, I'm not trying to knock your hustle, man. I'm not trying to knock your views, but if you're going to do a video, you got to be respectful. Every guard don't get put in the same sentence as no Allen Iverson. Let's just be honest, man. Allen Iverson is an MVP. I would rather you talk about Allen Iverson and Steve Nash than Iverson and Sura. Because remember, when Allen Iverson there, it took Steve Nash a while to get good, to get established, right? When Iverson was playing, man, Steve Nash wasn't even that known yet. Steve Nash on the Phoenix Suns was still not known yet. Nash didn't really start getting known until he went to the Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki. That's when Nash started making a name for himself. But even then, Iverson was still the dude. He was still the top tier guard. Him and Kobe was the 2 biggest guards. Then under him was Ray Allen and everybody else, right? No, that's the problem. Sura came in when there was too much competition. There was way more Hall of Famers in the 90s than there is in the 2000s. Let's be honest now, right? You even had Vince Carter back then too, man. Vince Carter, right? Another player that Allen Iverson had rivalry with, right? Vince Carter. VC that was dunking on everybody, right? No, you can't, no, hell no, man. And you got T-Mac. Remember Tracy McGrady? Come on now, man. Sura's not even better than Tracy McGrady. Like, it's not fair, man. It's not. You got, again, Iverson took down bigger guys. Yeah, Iverson was even going against McGrady too. Like, come on now, man. You cannot say that, man. Yeah, no, put Allen Iverson in the same sentence as Sura. No, that's not right. If you're going to talk about Sura, talk about with Sura, but leave Iverson and Kyle Kuzma's name out of it. I don't know why you even mentioned Kyle Kuzma at all, man. Kyle Kuzma is a millennial. This guy was born in the 1970s. Okay? This guy played college basketball in the early 90s. This man played college basketball around the same time Chris Webber was in Michigan. Okay, man? Like, let's be honest, man. And even Tim Hardaway, right? Far better guards you could talk about Allen Iverson stunting their growth. Because even when Iverson came in, I don't remember, Tim Hardaway was good, but Tim Hardaway wasn't even on the level that Allen Iverson was on. And Tim Hardaway had killer crossovers too. Tim Hardaway was a bad dude, but he wasn't nearly as iconic that Allen Iverson was. No, Allen Iverson was destroying everybody, man. He was on a tear, man. Allen Iverson was on a rampage when he came in. Allen Iverson destroyed a lot of careers. Bigger than Sura, okay? That's why that video is ridiculous, man. It really is. No, if you're going to talk about Sura, talk about him a good way. But don't compare him to Kyle Kuzma and don't compare him to Allen Iverson. No, Iverson ain't the reason why this man's career was destroyed. For one, you got drafted on the Cavaliers, didn't do absolutely nothing. This was a time period when the Cavaliers was horrible. Again, they were trash. The last time the Cavaliers was in the playoffs was 94. Right? It was the previous season. Right? When the Bulls took them on. This was in between 93 and 94. Because 95, I don't think they was in play. I think Mike Price was still playing then. But Mark Price was the dude then. It wasn't Sura. That's what I'm saying. Why are you not talking about Mark Price? Mark Price is a far better guard than Sura is. Way better. Mark Price was the Eastern Conference John Stockton. Pretty much. Okay? Like I said, that's who you need to be talking about, right? If you're going to talk about anybody, put Mark Price in the same video as Allen Iverson. Because Mark Price was the starter for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. He was the guard. Not Sura. It was Mark Price. Okay? That tells me, man, people do these videos don't do their research, man. They don't know their history. They don't know their basketball. Mike Price was the best guard of the Eastern Conference. It's one of the better guards. Okay. Mark Price was the only one carrying him because Steve Kerr had left. Steve Kerr left and went to the Chicago Bulls. Mark Price was the only one they had. It sure wasn't no damn Sura. Mark Price was carrying Sura for most of his career, his time there. Matter of fact, before Mark Price left, this dude was getting carried. Sura was helping nobody win no championship. He was helping nobody hardly win no games. He wasn't putting up enough points. 13, 14 points is not gonna it's not gonna cut it. Right? Again, like I said, Sura is not Allen Iverson. He's not Kobe Bryant. He's not Ray Allen. Those guys were factors. Like I said, those guys were celebrated players. Those were different makers. Sura's not a different maker like that at all. Don't get me wrong. Now he's had his moments, right? He's ducked on a couple of people, right? He's had his time. But he's not a player that's be worth, because for one, he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry, you'll never see no Bob Sura into the Hall of Fame. There's just too many other better guards out there that are better than him. But no, this dude was on a Cleveland Cavaliers team that was horrible right before LeBron. This long before LeBron got there, because LeBron didn't get there until around 2004. Okay, this was a time period when the Cavaliers were down. Okay, they were going through a year. They was going through a total rebuild phase. Now things got getting better when they got Boobie Gibson and Larry Hughes. Now Larry Hughes, again, you want to talk about good guards? Besides Mark Price, Larry Hughes, right? Daniel Gibson or Boobie Gibson, far better. I'll take them over Sura any day. They're far better guards than Sura, right? Stone Grove, you want to talk about good guards the Cavaliers had? Mo Williams, even Delonte West. Whether you love or hate Delonte West was a far better shooting guard than Sura, because Delonte West actually helped the Cavaliers get deep in the playoffs. Delonte West, when he was a Cavalier, helped the Cleveland Cavaliers get to the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston, right? When he was there before LeBron left. Delonte West did way more for the Cavaliers than what Sura was doing. And yeah, Delonte West wasn't banging the rim, but as far as shooting guard, Delonte West averaged way more stats. Delonte West was putting up 16. Delonte West was in between 16 and 18. The most Sura give you is 12 and 13 or 14. But Delonte was putting up between 18 and like 20 some points a game, along with Mo Williams. Because see, it wasn't just LeBron. All right, LeBron also had shooters. He had see, people forget this. Cavaliers did have 3-point shooters. The problem is the Cavaliers didn't have good enough defense, right? Coach Brown, right? Mike Brown, Mo Cheeks, Coach Brown just didn't have the defense, right? I think Stan Van Gundy just outplayed the Cavaliers off defense, right? So the Celtics. The Cavaliers went against teams that had better defense than him, but he had shooters, right? Because you had Larry Hughes at one time before he left. LeBron had Larry Hughes, who's a great shooter before he left for Chicago. But you had Boobie Gibson. You had Boobie Gibson. You also had Anthony Parker. Serbiak was a good 3-point shooter, right? Like I said, LeBron James had 3-point shooters. You had Delonte West, Mo Williams, right? Boobie Gibson, right? You had 3-point shooters. Okay? Remember, when they got Larry Hughes was a shooting guard, right? They got to the NBA Finals against San Antonio, right? Larry Hughes is a far better guard than Sura on any time, on any day of the week. Larry Hughes was the man. And again, it was Larry Hughes and LeBron was the main two that got the Cleveland Cavaliers to the finals along with Zydrunas. That was their big three. It was Larry Hughes, LeBron, and Zydrunas. Okay? Even the other small guard, Wesley, right? Even Eric Snow. Eric Snow been to help too. This is Eric Snow who was with Allen Iverson when they lost to the Lakers in the NBA Championship in 2001. Then Eric Snow was on the Cavaliers when they played against the Spurs. Eric Snow, I would take over Bob Sura. Because Eric Snow is a quality guard. Again, Eric Snow is a B tier. Eric Snow does way more for you than this dude Sura. Okay? So why are you mentioning Sura right now when you got better guards you could talk about? Started growth. Again, I understand that you're trying to again, it was nice that you brought up him and Sam Cassell's time at Florida State, right? Again, Sura's had some moments, but again, leave Al Iverson out of it because that just makes him look bad. I don't think Sura will even like you even doing a video about this. If Sura wants to see you doing a video and you mention it, call him and compare him to Kyle Kuzma, calling Kyle Kuzma him, I don't think he'll like that very much. Stunt and growth. See, y'all people need to watch how y'all create y'all content. Y'all content could be offensive to the actual people y'all talking about, right? Now, Stunt and growth. Unless Bob Sura gave you permission to actually talk to you about doing this video, I don't think he would like you calling him the white Kyle, saying that Kyle Kuzma was him. I don't know if he'll like you calling him the white Kyle Kuzma. I don't think that's very nice, bro. That's low key kind of offensive. Yeah, Kyle Kuzma's a mixed breed. He's a mixed race, but why you gotta be Kyle Kuzma, man? Come on now. I don't think Bob Sura, if Sura was to ever see this video on YouTube, or somebody was to ever show him this video, I don't think he'll approve of you calling him the white Kyle Kuzma and then trying to put him in the same sentence as Allen Iverson. That would be kind of embarrassing. Because you bringing up memories that Bob Sura don't want to talk about. I don't think Bob Sura wants somebody to bring up the fact that Allen Iverson would be embarrassing this dude, and it's the reason why this dude career didn't go that well. That's kind of bad, bro. There's certain things you don't do and you don't talk about. You don't cross that type of path, because then you starting on potential beef. Now Sura and Iverson are both retired. They're both gone, but I don't think Allen Iverson wants you even bringing up Bob Sura in the same sentence as him. Even Iverson would have better people he would take down than Sura, right? This video is kind of this is kind of low, man. You kind of low blowing Bob Sura. No, don't do that. Don't do that to Sura, man. But again, man, this is not no beef at all, folks. Don't get me wrong. This is not a beef. This is just a reaction video, but I don't like that at all, man. I disagree with that. No, Sura is not the type of player you want to be putting him in the same sentence as Allen Iverson and say Iverson is the reason why his growth got stunt, when there's obvious reasons why Sura's career didn't go that well. For A, you're in the 1990s, so there's already too much competition in. B, there was already too many other guards who got drafted the same year and after he did that were far better than him, which I've already explained. C, the Cavaliers was trash. They were horrible then. They did not have a good coach. The front office, like Dan, I don't even think Dan Gilbert, like I don't think David Griffin was even the GM then. David Griffin didn't come around to the early 2000s when LeBron came in. I don't think David Griffin, y'all correct me wrong, but I don't think David Griffin was even the general manager then. See, the Cavaliers didn't start getting good till when David Griffin got in the front office. Okay? And if David Griffin was there, right, and that means it took him years to rebuild, man. This has been horrible. No, I don't think David Griffin was there anyway. Because like I said, when David Griffin came around is when you started seeing LeBron James, Larry Hughes, Delonte West, Mo Williams come over there, right? Anthony Parker. The Cavaliers had way better guards came onto their team than Bob Sura. Far better. Okay? But anyways, folks, that's the video, man. Like, subscribe, comment, stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.